Going through the mall, looking at tons of fragrances can be daunting. The prices of DIOR SAUVAGE ELIXIR, for example, skyrocket high. Why is it? Because many of the ingredients they use are so expensive you couldn't even imagine. Lately, someone on my comments said Assad, which is a fragrance cloned by Latafa that replicates the smell of this. They said that it smells very chemically, trashy, and it only lasted them 2 hours on their skin, whereas this DIOR SAUVAGE ELIXIR lasts 12 hours, punches out 4 or 5 feet. It's got a Middle Eastern vibe, tons and tons of oak moss, lots of spices, and it just smells good. However, it's not for everyone. On this list coming up, I'm going to show you about 15 fragrances you can buy today, or you should try today, and some fragrances that smell like them cheaper. Just for an example, the fragrance world is going in a direction where clones are very popular, $20 clones. However, I've been studying lots of things about chemicals, and there's lots of dangers going on. In another video, I'll dive deep. I just wanted to mention that because some of the fragrances are coming out so fast right after a brand new fragrance comes out, and the chemicals they use can be against IFRA regulations, which is a whole other subject. So today we're going to start with one of my favorite fragrances to go out with when you're out in the town, in the casinos or wherever. It's called Maison Francis Kurkdjian Grand Soir. It's such a good fragrance. I don't even have one to show you, but here's what it looks like. And then I found this PENDORA Amber Grand, and on the web, Fragrantica, all the users, 20 people, said it smells just like that fragrance, and we will try it here. It's got a nice sprayer, a nice scent initially comes out of it, nice little cinnamons and amber notes. However, when I tested this, it didn't last as long as I would like. Then I found this one. It's another clone of Grand Soir. It's called Armaf Niche Oud. Armaf Niche Oud is well blended, has some nice vanilla notes in it, and does attract the crowds and telling you, hey, what are you wearing? It smells so good. A nice strong scent, and the longevity is like 10 hours. The next fragrance is called CEDRAT, which is mint, lemon, and lavender. This is a fragrance that's highly sought after, and in Nordstrom's it's $300 something for this fragrance. It's a fresh aquatic, and if you want to smell like this cheaper, find something called Mahir Legacy. And there's also a fragrance that smells like it called Armaf ODYSSEY AQUA. It's a brand new release with that lemon, with the mint, with the oranges, isn't it? The next fragrance is called Amber Fever by Mansara. If you want something to last you all day long, it's rose tonka, and it does have whiskey and caramel to make it unique. I like this fragrance just on certain days, kind of casual to me, but it smells so good because that amber note. Here is a fragrance from one of our viewers. Shout out to Lonnie Blyer from Ohio. Shout out to Ohio, and of course the United Kingdom, and everyone from India is watching as well. This is called Cremo Spice, okay? Blue cedar and cypress. This is a very masculine fragrance, and it is said to smell like, on the blogs, Percival. So it does go in that direction. It gives you this very sharp citrus green notes on it. It's very good, but in my taste, it's not for me, but maybe it is for you. For $20 or less, you can find this. But this fragrance is for me, but maybe not for you. This is called Jean Paul Gaultier ELIXIR. It just came out. I spray this like this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, even in my hair. Lavender, mint, vanilla, and honey. It is so sexy, so well blended, and so well received from everyone around me. You can't imagine. When you're walking around, it smells so good. Now, if you wanted something else, the more mature version, this is a little bit sweet, but I like it like that, sweet and unique. There's one called Le Male Le Parfum. And yes, there's some clones out there, but I'm not sure what they are. Here's a new one. It's called Intense CEDRAT BOISEE. It's by Mansara. Now, if you look at that fragrance, I barely tried it yet, but I can tell you it smells exactly like it says, an intense version of CEDRAT BOISEE. If you don't know what CEDRAT BOISEE smells like, it's like pineapples, fruits on a fire. So you'll smell smokiness and fruitiness and grassiness. This one uses a compound called nerol. It is a chemical that I've heard, again, is going to be, or is currently, illegal to use in certain amounts. I don't know how those chemicals are standardized or checked. Like, how do they know if they used to whatever amounts in whatever fragrance? Who knows? But that could mean that fragrances like this and this DIOR SAUVAGE ELIXIR could be reformulated or even discontinued because of the current status of the International Fragrance Associations and their laws of chemical and legalities. This fragrance lasts 10 to 12 hours. If you want something mass appealing and you're brand new to fragrances, you get regular CEDRAT BOISEE. If you want something with power, with depth, with complexity, almost it's too strong, you get the intense CEDRAT BOISEE. Here's one that they're calling Parfums de Marly PEGASUS. Now, in this situation, the clone for this is called RMAF Craze. It's an average price of $20. RMAF recently released a fragrance right here. It's called Private Key to My Success, where they're actually using higher quality aroma chemicals and special chemicals that only RMAF can get, is the story I heard from someone in the fragrance industry. But if you want to smell like that, on a budget, get Craze. If you want to smell like this, stronger and longer lasting, get the RMAF. I'm not saying this is bad. Any one of them are good. Just people have a long affinity for Parfums de Marly fragrances, as I do myself. Last time we just talked about the Lonnie Blyler guy, the viewer who sent the free fragrance. Here's another one. It's called Cremo. Cologne for Men, Spice and Black Vanilla. This is another $20 fragrance that you can get away with wearing, and people might ask you, are you wearing SpiceBomb Extreme? This is a fragrance I would recommend highly if you want that big, huge scent bubble. And every single time I go to the store, whether it be Target, the mall, the casino, every time someone goes, wow, you smell good. One time young girl goes, you actually smell good. Like, actually? Like you said, actually? Comment down below if you love SpiceBomb Extreme and tell us what your favorite fragrance is to go around out on the town and walking around. Here's a different type of fragrance. It's called Montal Chocolate Greedy. It came out maybe 2016. It's got cacao, vanilla, and cacao is like the, you ever heard of Nestle Quick? It kind of reminds me of that. But actually it has some fruit notes, some dried fruits, which kind of smell like orange, and it has a coffee note sprinkled in there. Ultimately, this projects like crazy, and ultimately you're gonna get compliments because you smell like dessert. And it's called Chocolate Greedy, and I can smell the chocolate greedy, but it smells like some sort of ice cream, a nice high quality chocolate ice cream, though there is the vanilla you can smell in it. And a touch of coffee you can smell in the base. And then there's another fragrance called Roses and Chocolate by Mancera. Both of these are power projection 10, 12 hour fragrances. And when you smell like dessert, girls will flirt. This one has a fiber sprayer on it. And you can smell the chocolate on this as well. The chocolate with a touch of violet, a touch of peach. It's more creamy than this. If I was to pick Chocolate Greedy or Chocolate Roses, I would pick Chocolate Greedy. The roses in this is nowhere to be found until 45 minutes later when it dries down. If you like Roja Oud, it's a very expensive fragrance. This is the best one I found to smell like it. It's called RMAF Special Amber Oud. This starts out dark and dank and strong oud that you will go, why did I buy this? Unless you're an oud lover. Oud is a resin from a tree that smells very dark and wet and resinous. And then when this dries down, it smells just like a beautiful, expensive oud, but it's like $50. It lasts 12 hours easily. All these fragrances are bangers. My favorite fragrance to wear out on the town is called Angel Share by Kilian. The real Angel Share by Kilian is what I prefer to wear. There's really nothing like it. Kilian makes fantastic fragrances. This has cognac and pralines and cream in it, little vanilla as well, and the sandalwood in it is delicious. There is a fragrance out there that I could recommend you that's cheaper. It's called Hamra by Latafa. It's like $25. For now, there are tons more. If you know of some, help the community out. Comment down below what your Angel Share cologne is. Then the one that lasts the most for compliments is the Hall of Fame fragrance Creed AVENTUS, with tons and tons of birch woods and pineapple notes. And then in 30 days, they're releasing Creed AVENTUS Absolute 2023, October 1. Yes, I found that out by snooping around in different places like this. And I found you a fragrance that's gonna smell like that Absolute, and it lasts 12 hours on skin and 3 days on clothes. It's called Hypnotic Amber Oud by Arabiat. Now we're back to this fragrance here. It's called DIOR SAUVAGE ELIXIR. We were talking about how Assad uses cheap chemicals, and the new trend in cloning is going into higher end, like the new RMF Success that smells like Pegasus. Well, I found an extremely high-end one that smells like this. It just got released, and it's called Aslan Amber Oud by Al Haramain right here. If you want to see more fragrances that smell expensive and last long, click this video right now. Peace and love. I'll see you on the next one.